Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel and this is my library. In today's video, I will be updating a book review for the month of February and adding more to my challenges for 2026. Welcome back, my friends. I'm so glad you are here joining me for some relaxing reading journal time. I'm a little under the weather, as you can probably tell by my voice. So I figured I could relax for a little bit, work on my journal, and get caught up while still not overexerting myself. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Please subscribe so that you can become a part of my little corner of the internet. I do a lot of bookish content, reading journal content, and most recently some commonplacing content as well. I am here today to update my journal just a little bit. There are a couple things that I need to get caught up on. The first thing I wanted to do was revisit my reading and book goals for 2026. As you guys know, I have updated with 4 of my goals. However, I did want to add another one of my goals, which was to use my library for physical books. As you guys know, I have been using my library for audiobooks and digital books for a really long time. Just recently, I discovered that there was a new library 5 minutes from my house, and I have been using it a lot, and I've been doing a lot of library book hauls. I have some of those linked down below so you guys can watch them. And that's been a goal of mine this year. Not really to save money and keep me from buying books, but mostly because my library is pretty full. Those of you who follow my channel know that I have been struggling with some space for a while in my library, and I thought this was the perfect way to kind of survey the books that come into my library a little bit better. So I've been using my library a lot, and once I read and fall in love with a book, then clearly I will add that to books that I would like to buy and bring permanently into my library. So I'm just casually flipping you through until I get to some of the things that I want to update today. If you're interested in seeing me design and create all of these spreads, there are a ton of videos linked down below for you, which have complete flip throughs and complete designs of each and every single one of these spreads. I have pretty much created my entire 2026 reading journal with you, so you can find those videos linked down below. So right now I'm mostly looking for this page, which the last time I updated for January, I skipped completely over. And I think I just went from here to here. And I forgot to update this, my Read the Rainbow Challenge. And I can't believe I forgot it because there were so many things that I read in January that perfectly lined up for this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my little book covers that I've already gone ahead and printed. I believe I have some printing to do for today, so you will see me do that, but there are plenty of videos that show you how to do this with my Canon Ivy. And so for my Read the Rainbow Challenge, yours truly, Elvira, will be for my black cover. And again, these are just some challenges that I have set up for myself. This is one that is a staple for me. Love doing this one. Then for the Perfect Sun, I'm using this one for gray. And again, these are all things I read in the month of January. I do update monthly my reading journal. These are kind of left over from January because I skipped this page. What I do more often is update something new that I have added to my reading journal, which is creating book reviews for the books that I have read. So I have been doing those more often. So I'm going to use the Crash for red cover. And again, this read, as with most challenges, but in particular with this one that I'm talking about now, I very loosely, you know, complete the challenges how I want to complete them. So to me, that's a red cover, so I will use it as my red book cover. These things don't really have rules unless you impose and implement those rules. So do whatever you want. It's your reading journal. Have fun with it, you know. I'm using 112263 as the brown one because of this lower part with the newspaper article right here. This will be my brown. I will use Fences for yellow. And this is one of those very fun challenges that I just let organically do itself. And as I'm reading things, I'm kind of putting them on there. You've lost a lot of blood for green. For some of my challenges, I'm a little more purposeful in picking books. For others, I like to just organically have them complete themselves. It makes it more fun and less stressful for me. For purple, I will be using The Place Where They Buried Your Heart, which I absolutely loved. Okay, so now we went ahead and updated the Rainbow Challenge page, which I had inadvertently skipped last time we did this together. All right, so it is not time to update any of these things yet. We're not at the ending of the month, but I am working on each of these challenges. So here we finally are. I will be working on this spread with you today. And basically, I've decided to combine these 4 book clubs into one spread. So the book troop is the book club run by Gabby from Gabby Reads. Normally, I do have a spread for this book club, but as of this year, she has reduced it to a quarterly book club. So there's 4 books a year. Therefore, it's going to take up less space. Similarly, with Kayla's Besties Book Club, that's Kayla from Books and Lala. I am part of her channel membership, and she does do a book club just for her channel members. And I believe there are going to be 5 picks for this. So I will be combining these 2. And I will also be combining the Read with Jenna and Good Morning America. Although these are monthly book clubs, I do not read everything for each of the book clubs. I only read the books that I am interested in, either that were already on my radar or books that when they have been selected, I read the synopsis and I think I would like to read them. So I never end up reading all of them. Therefore, I only document the ones that I do read. So I think a spread is going to be good enough for all 4 of these. This is the space that I have allocated for that. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and see how I want to kind of do this. I was thinking I could maybe use some of this thin washi tape to divide the book clubs up. Maybe I can use one of these or several of these that go well together to divide my pages into 4. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do with one of these washi strips. If you like these paper craft books, I have 2 videos, I believe, where I haul these books and I do complete flip throughs of all of these. I will have those linked for you in the description box below so that you can look at these. But I absolutely love these, guys. I think these books are wonderful. Okay, so I think I want to go with some of these. Let me see if there's a little bit of paper. that matches that I can kind of use for that. Let's see. I don't want anything too dark. I kind of like this one. Let's see if there's anything else. I have used this one before, I think. I have some of this one left over. I think I want to try something a little lighter. That's going to kind of go a little bit better with everything. All right, so let me go ahead and try. I think maybe this one would look good with maybe this one, these flowery patterns. Kind of like these. So let's go ahead and try this one. All right. I'm going to try this one here. All right, I do have to count a little bit and decide how I'm going to lay this out. So I'm going to go ahead and, as I normally do, get to designing, and then I will speed you through this part and come back when I have some updates. All right, guys, so I'm bringing you back because I do need to print a few more things and I want to have you back for that. So I kind of like this. I feel like I'm not wasting space in my, let me show you real quick. In my reading journal for 2025, I feel like I did waste a lot of space with some of these book club books. See, here's, for example, this was my spread for Read with Jenna 2025. And I went ahead and chose up to July. There were really no other selections for the rest of the year that I liked. And even out of these, I only got around to reading one of them. So I'm hesitant to do this because I didn't want to waste all this space, you know. Same thing here was my Reese's book club. I had these on my list. I DNF'd the January selection. You know, it felt to me like it was a waste of journal space that I could have used for other things. So I that's the reason why I don't want to do that for this year. And I've decided I'm going to make it just smaller. And I also think what I want to do is maybe only put them down or leave them once I have read them. Because I think a lot of times, like, I'll go ahead and print them and I'll have planned out to put them there. But I think I'm only going to really like lay down the selections that I read, or I can always lay them down and take them back out. That's the wonderful thing about this photo paper and the Canon Ivy, that they're easily removed. Because it is feeling like a tight squeeze now, right? Maybe I'll only be able to do like 6 or something for each one, if that. I mean, it's really tight here with the spacing. So I can always remove this if that's like, you know, causing me to have less space. But the point of the matter is I don't, you know, some of these, this is only going to be 4 books. So already I know I can do my 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be perfect. Kayla's is 5, I believe. So assuming I read all of them, you know, I'll need to squeeze one down below. And these, same thing. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go ahead and print out the other ones that I do have to print out. And I'm going to kind of show you how that works. All right, so since I do need to print a couple more, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this process. So here's my Canon Ivy printer, which I love. Here's the app. I'm going to select collage, and I do like the 4 little book covers in one sticker sheet. That's like the perfect size for me, which is this one. So once I've selected this, I'll click here and then add the 4 that I need for today. I needed a copy of Homeschooled, Count of Monte Cristo, Caretaker, and the X's. So I'll go ahead and check that off, and then I'll click print, and it should start printing here. But of course, I've run out of paper, which I always like when that happens, so that I can kind of walk you through this. So I'm going to click load paper, and then of course I'll go ahead and get one of the little packs of paper. This brings 10 stickers. I do buy them in these boxes of 50. I feel like it's the most practical way of getting them, and that way I never run out. So here are 10 sticker sheets. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. So you got your 10 sticker sheets. And then you're just going to push here. And then we insert these here. Then we bring this back. Push it back on there. And I've gone ahead and inserted that. I'm going to turn this back on. And it should start working momentarily. All right, so it's going now. The moment you see that there. Now, as soon as you load your brand new pack, that blue paper, which is like the paper that helps it line up or whatnot for the printing is going to come out first. And immediately after that blue paper comes out, it will go ahead and begin printing your stickers. Okay, so there's the blue paper coming out now. That lets you know that everything is pretty much where it needs to be. It does have some barcodes and such that kind of line up your printer. I've talked so much about my Canon IV printer before in the past, but I always get a lot of questions, and this is the only little printer that I've ever used. I know some people also like the Sprocket, I believe it's called. I really don't have experience with that one. This is an older model of the IV. Like I told you, I've had this forever, since I've been working on my reading journal for years. There is a newer one now. I believe it's the Canon IV2. And it's really pretty. I mean, I love it. I'm not going to buy it until this one dies on me, but it's really pretty. And you can get a good set that has like some papers and that, and a little carrying case. So you can find some good deals online. This is really all I'm printing today. So I'm going to go ahead and power this off. Mine is really old already, so the battery life isn't great. So the battery gets drained a lot. So I try to power it off immediately after I'm done using it, simply because I don't want to be charging. I don't want to spend like forever charging it, you know? So what I do is, this is one sticker sheet, which is clearly huge, right? Like if you're trying to print out the little book covers, I recommend the 4-in-1, and then you just cut them. And you don't need to buy ink for these printers. That's the beautiful part. The ink is already in the paper. All right, so I have my 4 new ones that I wanted to make sure that I had. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue putting some of this stuff down. So I'm going to fast forward you again through this part, and then I'll bring you back once I'm done. All right, so here we are. This is what I currently know is happening for each of these. So Read with Jenna Homeschooled was the January pick, and I did read this already. I'll be writing about it later today. This is the February selection. Then for Kayla's Besties Book Club, this is the first selection of the year. I know this will be the last selection of the year, but she did tell us early because it is a book that is over 1,300 pages long. So I already know that I want to read this. I have sentimental attachments to The Count of Monte Cristo. It is my parents' favorite book. Throughout my whole childhood, I recall them reading this together. They would do like yearly rereads of this book. My mom was pretty much the audiobook and my dad would listen. And I have the fondest of memories of being a little girl and listening to my parents spend time together reading this yearly. So I do want to read this at some point in my life, and what better time than, you know, this year, if Kayla has picked it for her book club already. Then Good Morning America picked The X's, which I had already purchased. It's a book that I was already interested in reading. And the Book Troop Book Club selections so far are My Husband's Wife and The Caretaker. Both of these highly anticipated releases for me this year, so I will definitely be reading those. And that's where we kind of are, and I'm okay with the way that this is looking. If I end up needing to remove the washi dividers, I'm fine with that. I think I prefer this, guys, to just wasting space. This year, since I'm doing my book reviews, I feel like I might run out of space in my journal, so I don't want to do that. So definitely that is something that I'm trying to avoid. All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue. There's still quite a few things I need to add to here. But for today, we're going to move on to setting up my February page. So we are officially done with January. This was my January bingo. I went ahead and did this all in my last update. So if you didn't get to watch that and you're interested in watching it, you can go ahead and look for it linked down below. I did do quite a few reviews for the month of January of things that really appealed to me. And so here we are ready to start February. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the way I set up my January book bingo on the left. I do have my February book bingo here. I get a lot of questions about these, guys, so I'll answer them again. I have gotten these over the years as printables from Etsy. Some of the shops are no longer there. I recently looked to comment to one of my subscribers as far as like where I had gotten them or how I made them or whatnot. So I did try searching for the specific places I had bought them, and I couldn't really find much. But when I just searched for book bingos on Etsy, there's still plenty of shops that do sell them. So just do a quick search on Etsy if you're interested. You can always make your own on Canva. I just purchased these so long ago, and when I first bought them years ago, I batch printed a lot of them just so I could have them and not have to worry about printing monthly, which is why I'm still using them, because I've had access to them or whatnot. But you can always print some yourself, or you can design some yourself. I just kind of like that the categories are already made up and I'm not really struggling to come up with categories. And yeah, so this is what we currently have. I'm going to go ahead and get a February inspired washi tape to tape my corners down, just as I did here. My color palette is going to be like a pinkish and reddish for everything else. So let me go ahead and find that and I'll be right back. All right, so I decided to go with this adorable Sweet Bean Plans washi tape. This is the cutest thing. And I'll go ahead and start working on taping down my corners. I do like this because it's simple and it doesn't require like a lot of gluing. I can kind of just tape my corners down. And I get to use my washi tapes, and I can always move things around if I need to. And this washi tape is so cute. I don't know about you guys, but it gives me such joy when I'm able to use my stuff. For the longest time, I've just been, holding on to all my goodies and not really using them as often. And, it's one of those things like save the sticker forever or use it, and I'm in the stage of my life where I want to use my things, So there we have it. Adorable. Now I'm gonna look for that drop cap letter. I do like doing this. I've done it for the last 3 or 4 years, I think, for my monthly setups. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for the F for February. I will be pulling it from my antiquarian sticker book that has a lot of those big letters. Again, if you're interested in sticker books, I love sticker books too. I have quite a few videos where I flip through various books and I haul them. So if that's something that you find interesting, I'll have them linked down below. I kind of wanted something that was reddish. Let me see if one of my other books has a reddish F. Let me look at that. So this is another one. This antiquarian sticker book has quite a few sets. This is another one. I love these books, by the way. I think they're absolutely wonderful. Let's see if we have more of a red F. And this one. Yeah, we do. This one. Okay, so we can... Oh, and there's this one too. This one's really pretty, actually. I think I might want to do this one. Okay, so here we have our F. I'm going to go ahead and set this up in this corner. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and start doing my TBR for February. Which, if you are a follower of my channel, I do have my February TBR video already up on my channel, so you can look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and start writing those down. I'm going to pick maybe like a pinkish pen. I'm thinking a pink pen. This pink pen, maybe. This Paper Mate Inkjoy gel pen. Then I'm going to go with this and see how it goes. All right, guys, I'm going to fast forward you through this part and come back once I have jotted down my February TBR. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and updated my February TBR. There are still a couple things coming and going. So this is, as always, a little bit flexible. I did include some titles from my January TBR that I had already started upon the middle of January and didn't get to finish, and I am finishing in February. So that's why you see some duplicate titles there. And I will revisit this at the ending of the month. All right, so now we are ready. This will not be March, part 1 and 2. This is actually going to be my very first review for February. And the book I've decided I want to review is Homeschooled by Stefan Merrill Block. And I have finished this already. I am going to be creating a review for this. So I'll let you know all my thoughts and all of that at the very end after I am done writing my review. But I feel like there is a lot that I want to say about this book, so I'm going to be using a spread for this one. As you see here, I have some books that I use a spread to review. Other books I use a one-pager, and then there are other books that I don't really write anything about. For my complete thoughts on all of these books, you can look at my January wrap-up, which is up on my channel, and you'll get to know exactly how I feel about all of those. So we're going to go ahead and begin designing the homeschooled spread and doing the review. So I will, of course, fast forward you through this entire part. right, guys, I'm back. I really enjoyed reflecting on Homeschooled by Stefan Merrill Block. I will, of course, give you my complete thoughts on this book in my February wrap-up video, but I think this was such an important story, and it made so many important comments about things in the world, about the dynamics of parent and child, mother-son, about education, about dysfunctional relationships, about codependent relationships. I mean, there's just so much to unpack in this memoir, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was wonderful. I'll go ahead and limit my full thoughts because I do want to include those in my end of the month wrap up, but I am glad I'm doing this because, especially with a book like Homeschooled, that I don't have the physical version of it. You guys know I love reading books physically. I did read this as an audiobook because I could not find it anywhere. It was sold out immediately, I think, after Jenna announced that it was a pick for her book club. I searched on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target. It was sold out everywhere. I could not find it. So I put a hold on my library and ended up getting the audiobook. And I love consuming nonfiction and memoir in audiobook. So I was happy with that. But I was scared that some of the thoughts would be fleeting on the book because I did read this right at the beginning of the month. So I was scared that I would forget, but writing these down really does help. So I'm glad I am doing reviews now in my journal, in addition to everything else I am doing in my reading journal. And this is going to pretty much be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for journaling with me. I hope you were able to get some of your spreads done, and I hope you found inspiration in my reading journal as well. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. There are so many videos like this one in my channel. I would love to have you be a part of my community here on YouTube. So if you have any questions, guys, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you're currently working on. What are you reading? What spreads are you doing in your reading journal? And tell me how your February is going. Over here, I'm about 10 days into February, and this month is going by very fast, and I still have a lot of books that I need to get to. But thank you guys for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.